everybody, welcome back to Tips and Tricks, and today we're going to be talking about an emotion thermometer. Alright, so we know that a thermometer is something you put in your mouth to check your temperature. So we're going to be talking about the same thing with our emotions. We're going to be working from a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being totally calm, cool, and collected, and 10 being an extreme emotion, whether it's sadness or anger or frustration. Any of those big emotions that sometimes we don't know how to heal or don't know how to deal with. So you can make your own emotion thermometer at home if you have a piece of paper. But I have one printed off, and so that's what I'm going to be talking about. So this is my emotion thermometer. So you can see that at the bottom it says 0, and at the top it says 10. And then right along here I have a pipe cleaner with a little bead on it. And so we can move it up and down depending on how we're feeling. So this one says my anger gauge. Anger is something that most of us deal with and struggle with, so this is going to be one of the most popular ones, but you can make yours for feeling sad or feeling out of control, excited, any of those things, any of those emotions that you feel when you're either in the red or the blue, because we want to make sure we get back to the green, right? And so anytime we're in either the blue or the red, then we can use a scale. So let's say that you wake up and you're super sleepy, you don't want to do anything, and so your emotion is you're feeling sleepy and run down, you would probably be at a 10. So the whole point of this is to ask yourself where you are on that scale and then find out what you need. So I would encourage you to make one on a piece of paper, and then off to the side say, let's say at 10, what do I need with that emotion? So if you are super sleepy or tired and you're at a 10 on the tired scale, well, then we can think, okay, what things could I do to help get me back into the green, ready to learn, ready to go about my day? So for instance, if we look at our blue toolbox, it could say, go get a hug from someone, think about happy thoughts, exercise, do some jumping jacks, get your blood moving, read a book, get a drink, that's a huge one, and take deep breaths. So you could say, you know what, when I'm really tired, I'm going to try to get up, do some jumping jacks, and get a drink of water. So then you would write those next to at 10, this is what I would do. So let's say, that you're just kind of halfway, you're still pretty sleepy, but you're not like about to fall asleep. This would be somewhere that maybe you could use, think about happy thoughts, or get a hug from someone that you love. So this is a great way to A, kind of gauge how you're feeling, and then B, also give yourself some tools to be able to deal with that emotion when you get there. So for instance, let's go ahead and do anger. So let's say that I am really super angry, out of control. So what could I use when I'm at a 10 on my anger scale in order to help me calm down? So if we look over here at our red toolbox, it says take some deep breaths. We, as the counselors, have been talking about taking deep breaths for so long. So take deep breaths. Gauge the size of the problem. Is this something that I really need to be upset about? Is this a really big deal? If it is, ask an adult for help, and if it's not, try to figure out how you could go about changing it. Hug or talk to someone. That would be a great one. Take a break. So if I'm looking at my anger scale and I'm like, okay, when I'm at a 10 and I'm super angry and super upset, you know what, a couple good things for me to do would be to take deep breaths and to take a break. So I'm going to write those down. When I'm at a 10, those are the things I need. But sometimes we may just be angry, we may be more irritated than like really furious. And so when I'm at that, maybe I'll use the stress ball or try to count either up to 10 or back from 10 to help try to calm down. And so this is just a great way for you to be able to visually see and gauge your emotions on a scale and then figure out what to do with them, because we know that our emotions are good, they're totally fine, okay, but it's how we deal with them that's a really important part. So I challenge you to go ahead and make a emotion thermometer at home, and then write out some things ahead of time that might help you when you are at a 10 or an 8 on the anger scale. Because once we get to 5 on any sort of emotional scale, things escalate really quickly. So it's better to have an idea going into it knowing, okay, I'm doing e-learning, I'm at home, I get frustrated. Okay, so what could we do when that happens? Because we know that at times you're going to get frustrated. Again, that's okay. It's what we do with it that's the important part. So if you have your anger thermometer or your sad thermometer or tired thermometer, whatever it is for you, if you have that sitting next to you while you're doing whatever and you're like, okay, you know what, I'm starting to get really frustrated. I'm at a 7. Oh, look, I said at a 5 I would try these things. So you can try those things. If those don't work, then move to your 10 when I'm at a 10 coping skills, because those will help you as well. So we want to make sure that we have all the tools in our toolbox to be able to pull them out when we need them. So feel free to make an emotion thermometer at home and talk to your parents about it and try to figure out what things you could do at certain levels to help you calm down and get back into the green and ready to learn and ready to go about your day. All right, we'll see you guys next